Alrighty, so as mentioned previously in the last assessment, Speedo was founded in 1927, and the current global leaders in swimwear and competitive swimwear racing equipment. We all kind of started after the Australian Army funded us after World War One, and since then we've revolutionized the racing industry globally, and really have changed how swimwear is made, produced, and the fabrics that it's made from as well. So I have attached some statistics, really to justify, the proposed redevelopment of Speedo stores. And as you can see from these statistics, that Speedo is on a steady incline, both in their revenue per year as well as their manufacturing per year as well. So Speedo in the last 5 years has had a profitable growth with minor fluctuations in the last 5 years, and the revenue for Speedo, the average revenue for Speedo is $1.25 million per year USD. So the biggest profit for Speedo was actually last year, especially in the sale of their functional wear, which is just everyday swimsuits, and this contributed to approximately 75% of the revenue. So Statistica, where these statistics have come from, forecast that Speedo will predict a profit by 0.44 million by 2023. So yeah, it is on a steady incline. Then with the proposed redevelopment of Speedo stores, we should see that revenue number increase dramatically. And then the second graph depicts the total number of units manufactured each year. So that number has grown since 2016, and Statistica and Speedo both predict there to be 100 million items shipped from their warehouses each year by 2021. So that's exciting. So this is my location. It is a Speedo store at Westfield Chatswood. The store size is 12 metres by 25 metres, with the height 2.5, with the store meterage being 324 metres squared. So here are some photos from my site research that I did back for assessment 1. The main colours in the Speedo store are blue, red and white. And the Chatswood store does cater for the large Chinese presence. So therefore some of the signs have traditional Chinese characters printed on them as well. They do have references to the swimming sport with the lane ropes on the roof and the Perspex water printed pattern. However, the biggest thing that I did notice from visiting the store, that all the products all the walls are very dense with products, and they're all hung up on coat hangers designed to shape the swimsuit, but they do take up a lot of space, and they are very uncomfortable and bulky to carry and walk around the store with. So that's one of my biggest things that I did want to fix for this assessment. So here's my visual narrative board. I've picked out some of the biggest years that Speedo, years that Speedo has had made history. So 1927 is where Scottish immigrant and the founder Alexander McRae came to Sydney, Australia. So I have chosen Scottish Somerset oak as the main kind of timber. It is a sustainable timber from Scotland, which I'll explain later on. In 1932, Speedo made its Olympic debut at the Los Angeles Summer Olympics, and we did take away medals in gold, silver and bronze. So I do want to kind of contribute and represent that part of our history, hopefully with this art installation inspiration that I'll show you again later. In 1951, Speedo went public on the stock exchange, so I do want to represent that with glass and being transparent. As well as, the change in consumer demand and need, and as well as taking the swimwear from out of the pool and into beaches, oceans and everything like that. And then finally, the 2000 Sydney Olympics is where the company went full circle. So everything that I've designed in my building is based around a circle pattern, a circle design, as well as using lots of colour that both represent the Sydney 2000 logo. But yeah, also like lots of fun as well. And here is my mood board. So all these images do represent movement, speed, power, and fun. We do want our stores to be an exciting place to enter, and there is a lot happening when you have a look at my 3D renders. But yeah, hopefully these images depict or help you understand what I am aiming for. So here's my target audience, my target demographics. So we want to target specific groups of consumers relevant to our past and present buyers. Most of these will be Olympians, national and state reps and medalists, swimmers of any ability and disability, as well as water babies with their parents as well. So we do want to target men and women between the ages of 10 and over 50, to over 50 plus. We do understand that we know a very large portion of our market will be water babies, as that is a very big part of the swimming industry. But as they aren't the main consumer and they don't really have a say in, the style of swimwear that they purchase, we will target the mums rather than the 2.5-year-olds. Also, in the current retail space, Speedo has marketed their signboards with Chinese text to attract, the Chinese demographic in Chatswood. However, this Chatswood store and the Sydney International Airport store are the only two to have this. So, with the interest of brand identity and country-wide cohesiveness, the Chatswood store will not offer this the Chinese text. Now, with the simplicity of the store layout, which you'll see later on, the location of the items will be easily identifiable, while also avoiding gender stereotyping. So shoppers will be encouraged to buy what they would like to purchase rather than what the store suggests for each gender, which is a massive thing, especially in 2019. One of Speedo's main campaigns for this year was Mardi Gras, and they did bring out gay pride swimwear. So making sure that our items are relevant to the change in society is a massive thing for Speedo. So here are my materials. So the materials that I have chosen are all important in developing the retail space and all that Speedo does encompass. So my inspiration behind my materials were Alexander McRae's Origins in Scotland, as well as Speedo's Origins in Sydney, and materials that give the effect of movement, air, and spaciousness. So they're also all made from sustainable, earth-friendly materials to pay homage to Speedo's development of environmentally sustainable materials. So as I was explaining earlier, Scottish Somerset oak is a sustainably sourced timber in Scotland at all timber yards. It's a fast-growing tree, and then when it's harvested, the trees are left behind. Some trees are left behind for continual availability, but also continual growth as well. Preset concrete is also the most sustainable production of concrete, but to avoid the feature walls looking too industrial, they have been painted with gold paint brush strokes, reminding consumers of the winning feelings and that we are industry winners. So overall, the main materiality will complement my lighting, wall features, and retail experience elements, which leads me into my proposed retail events. So I have taken my excerpt from my discussion board in week 9 and kind of just gone through the feelings that we hope that you feel when you enter our Speedo store. So we want you to feel when you enter our store that you can dominate your next training session, or that you feel that you can win your strongest event at the next swimming meet that you have coming up, or even just feel confident enough to go to the beach in a 2-piece swimsuit. So my change rooms are the biggest major milestone for my consumers, and will offer the buyer the power to choose their path in our swimwear. So when designing the change rooms, I wanted to make sure the consumer felt comfortable, relaxed, and confident when buying swimwear, as it can sometimes be a little bit daunting and challenging. So as you enter, there will be a stack of RF cards, and they will link to all of our clothing display racks that are hung from the ceilings. They'll have one item of every design in every cut, color, shape, style, whatever you could imagine, but there'll only be one. And then there will be a scanner, so you can scan your RF card that you've picked up at the front, pick your size, your style, cut, color, whichever swimwear that you would like to try on, and then that information will be sent to our storage room up the back, where we will get that all organized for you. So when you're ready to try on your garments, you'll enter a private hallway away from the main retail floor entrance, and it will showcase a large round hanging mural on the wall, of gold, silver, and bronze medals. And when they're hung together, they'll look like the medals that you could win at your next competition wearing Speedo. So we have 4 large rounded change rooms. They're all 2 meters in width for the ultimate space. And then prior to entering, you'll scan your card on the wall, and that will get our staff to put your desired clothing onto our conveyor belt, and that will come around and enter from the back of your change room. And so also before you enter, there will be frosted glass doors behind the storage room, so you will be able to see kind of the new technology, and also understand how the garments are loaded and ready to send to the selected room. So as you enter the space, there'll be no sharp edges at all. We wanted to create a seamless space and a good flow throughout the room, so we've opted for curtains rather than doors to make more space. And there is a large floor-to-ceiling mirror, and a large orange and white couch to sit on when you're putting on garments, or for your child or anything else to sit on. So for our athletes, sometimes putting on competitive performance suits can take, up to 20 minutes to half an hour, especially if it's a new garment. So sitting on a large comfortable chair does make a big difference. And there will be a Speedo technician available to help with selecting the correct fit, as they're not in Australian sizes, or to help assist putting on the suit. So once you've tried on your garments and you've decided what you'd like, you just head out of the change rooms. You put the unwanted garments, hopefully there is none, back onto the conveyor belt, and that will bring it back to the storeroom where it's ready to be put back into our storage shelves. And then you simply just take the rest of the items that you would like to purchase and take that to our point of sales counter. All additional accessories are hung up on the large wave wall, and they're right next to the point of sales counter, so it's a quick and easy purchase. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The RF cards, you will be encouraged to take them home, as you can scan the barcode in, and it will have all garment care information on the items, as well as a calendar of upcoming in-store events. And then you can use your card again next time, just for environmental purposes. So yeah. This is my sound in space and my retail soundtrack. So I have 5 different songs that I'd like to pick. They're all very uplifting, motivating, and inspiring. And they are songs that have been commonly chosen at the latest national championships held in Adelaide earlier this month. So I do want a high amount of sound as you enter the space, just to bring upon that feeling of empowerment, but also attract buyers into the store. Medium sounds wherever you're looking at items, and then low sound when you're about to make a purchase or you're talking to one of our athletes at our signing desk. So this is my lighting. There will be standard strip lighting for my everyday events, as well as bringing some more light into the space. There will be round circular pendant lights for my memorable moment lighting, which will be hung on top of all of our clothing racks. And then our major milestone lighting will be drop pendant lights, which will look like water droplets hanging from the roof. So here are some of my 3D renders. So you can see the large round circular pendant lights. You can kind of see there will be a better picture. The drop lights with our athlete signing desk with our athlete Cam McAvoy, and then there's a bit of a line up to see them as well. And then you can see that the clothing racks are hung up high enough where kids can't pull on the items to pull them down, but they are high enough. They aren't too high where you can take them off the rack and have a look at them without taking them into the change room. So here's a better close-up, and then with our Wave product wall behind us, just with additional accessories like towels, drink bottles, backpacks, and deck jackets. Here is our change room entrance. So you can see the large round Olympic medals mural with mirrors in there as well, so you can see your reflection. And then you can see the conveyor belt will bring your items into your room. You can see the drop pendant lights and the large orange chair as well. And then here is the RF scanner. So this is what you would expect when you're trying on some of our garments. You have the conveyor belt behind you. Nobody can access that behind the change room unless there's a malfunction, so there's still plenty of privacy. And then the large floor to ceiling mirror. Here's our point of sales counter. Next to the wave wall here, there's plenty of products that are easily accessible. And then our droplet lights on top as well. Here is our signage desk. So once a month, athletes will come in and do a signing day, and then kids and adults as well are encouraged to come in, get their garments signed, or just come and see their favourite athletes. So that will be on the RF cards on the calendar of events. So this is kind of what you could expect, seeing your athletes sitting at the desk. And then you can see my big wave, like underwater mural that I've got going on. So as you enter the store, it looks like you're being submerged into the store. And the last signing desk. Awesome. So this was my original floor plan. And this is the floor plan that I have made now. So it's a lot more in depth with all measurements of the store floor plan. As you can see, the total width is 2.5 meters, and the depth is 2.5 meters, and the width is 1.2 meters wide. Here are my sections of the actual store, and then my sections longitudinally. And then here is my lighting plan. So so each light will be connected. So you can see that each light is connected by the proposed wiring, and then marked with an X is where all the light switches will be. There will be 3 main light switches marked with an X. And there is a master change room. There are 3 light switches with the main light switch behind the point of sales counter. There is a master change room light switch in the change rooms, and then an additional light switch on top of the athlete signing desk. So as this will only be monthly signings, there's no need for lights to be on in that location, as it may perceive that there is activity actually happening when there actually isn't. So here are my point of sales counter perspectives. So a little bit has changed. We've put the actual sales registers into the terrazzo. So it is recessed wood cuts at the bottom of the counter, bespoke terrazzo countertop with sunken sales registers, rounded edges for product packaging before final sale, and then the Speedo logo is laser burnt into the wood. So my two main materials are coloured terrazzo and sunset oak, and then these are my colours. The width of the point of sales counter is 2.734 meters, and then the height is 700. 700. Alrighty, and here is the opposite side. So there's plenty of storage, as well as bag, like a sales bag area. So there's 4 of those, and then 8 large cabinets, and then 8 smaller cabinets for accessories as well. And then the top of the top of the counter, bespoke terrazzo countertop. It is the total width 2.734 meters. And then the point of sales registers have been inset into the terrazzo with Apple iPad software, and they are 775 millimeters from the edge. Here's my sections. And then that brings us on to our clothing display unit. So individual singular items of each product will be hung up, and then Speedo customers can scan their RF card, and then stock will be waiting for them in the change room. So there'll be sleek black coat hangers to display one of each product in either the men's, women's or kids collections, and then circular down lighting to highlight the unique display and pay homage to oxygen bubbles in the water. So my main materials are white perspex for the light fixture and Scottish Somerset oak, and then my colour scheme as well. So again, the total width is 3,094 metres wide by 1,500 metres in height, and then the actual light, light fixture is 500 meters, 500 millimeters from the ceiling as well. Point of sale, so the RF card is 700 millimeters off the ground, and then there should be probably no more than 30 black coat hangers, matte black coat hangers hanging off the clothing rack. And that's it. Thank you.